and everything changes.
You state your network, the public.
First, I think, Ken, the same way I've seen you are very good at doing homework. You know, you've done a really good job with homework. But I don't know why you failed on the one of looking for William Ruto's network.
I have.
That you have come to.
I have.
So, yes. Let me tell you the following. Number one, I am the only politician who, when I come to, in fact, I was expecting this question. Yeah, I am the only politician who gets asked this question. No other politician is asked this question. That's number one. Number two, when I supported Raila Odinga, I was never asked about my net worth. When I supported Uhuru Kenyatta, I was never asked about my net worth.
And now we are asking.
Now you are asking.
Yes.
Are you telling me, is your question that Mr. William Ruto, why are you daring to run for president when you are the son of a peasant? Is that your question?
No, that's not my question.
That's your question?
No, my question is...
Because why isn't anybody else asked this question? Why I have never been asked this question until people realize that
you're running for president.
That William Ruto could possibly run for president. And let me tell you, my friend, I am sure that there are many people, and I want to tell you for the record, there are many people I went to school with, both in primary, in secondary, in university. There are thousands of people of my age, people who share the same background as me, children of the nobodies, right? But today, after 20, 30, 40 years, they own a property in Karen, or they own a property in some estate, or they own something in this town. Are you telling me, because that's what you're saying, because you build this around corruption, are you telling me all these thousands of young people, and there are many, yeah, who today live in Karen, they live in Lavington, they live in Kileleshwa, who had a humble background the way I did, are you telling all those people are corrupt?
No.
That they are where they are because they are corrupt?
They're not running for public office.
Correct.
Yes.
So, are you telling me my crime, you would not bother with me? My crime, and that's why you want to say I'm corrupt, is because I am daring to run for public office? Is that
it's
what
a
you're
greater
saying?
calling.
And for your
it's
information,
a greater calling that they have.
Are you telling me, Ken, that it is okay to be corrupt as long as you're not running for public office? Is that what you're saying?
You told Citizen once that corruption cannot stop a leader from delivering their mandate.
Let me tell you. Let me finish this story. What you are, the more I listen to you, the more you are telling me that if you are a son of a peasant like William Ruto, you should never run for public office.
That's not
and you should never run for president.
That's what,
South Africa's parliament was already tense. Then he says two words that shocked everyone.
Remember, we are not the only country in the world that has embraced a minimum wage. Many countries, actually, if you go to the ILO, the International Labour Organization, they will tell you that more and more countries around the world are embracing a national minimum wage. They are embracing it, including developing economies. You look at Brazil, you look at a number of countries in Southeast Asia, and shut up, you stay nasal and listen. You look around the world.
Point of order, Chief.
I want you to shut up. I really do want you to
Honorable
shut up.
President.
Because
Honorable members.
continues to make a noise and is not listening.
Honorable members. Honorable President, will you just take your seat, please? Why are you rising, Honorable Steenhuisen?
House Chairperson, the Honourable President told me to shut up. I would like him to answer, but shut up is unparliamentary. And if you're going to hurl EFF members out, for telling him for deliberately leaving
Honourable
the House.
President,
The rule must
will
apply to
you
him.
withdraw,
He must
please?
withdraw.
I am prepared to withdraw, but I'd like Honorable Steenhuisen to listen, because we are
Order, honourable
really,
members. Order.
you know, you are touching a very sensitive issue.
Order, honourable members.
Now, he continues, Honorable House Chair, to make a noise.
No shouting here, just a calm response that completely flips the power dynamic.
We can no longer continue to make policy for ourselves, in our country, in our region, in our continent, on the basis of whatever support the Western world or France or the European Union can give us. It will not work. It has not worked, and it will not work. Our responsibility is to charter a path which is about how we can develop our nations ourselves. It is not right for a country like Ghana, 60 years after independence, to still have its health and education budgets being financed on the basis of the generosity and charity of European taxpayers. Those of you who are familiar with 19th century European history would know that the biggest wave of immigration in 19th century Europe, the latter part of it, came from Ireland and from Italy. Waves upon waves, generations of Italians and the Irish people left their countries to seek the American paradise, largely because Ireland was not working, Italy was not working. Today, you don't hear it. Italian young people are in Italy. Irish young people are in Ireland. We want young Africans to stay in Africa. And how are they? And it means that we have to get away from this mindset of dependence. This mindset about what can France do for us. France will do whatever it needs to do for its own sake. And when those coincide with ours, tant mieux, as the French people say. But our main responsibility as leaders, as citizens, is what we need to do to grow our own countries.
Kagame doesn't explode. He applies pressure slowly.
For the last 2 days, on Monday and today this morning, I spoke with the President of South Africa, who sought me out to speak with me on this matter because of their involvement in Eastern Congo. And he's also there pretending to be playing a peacemaker role. And he has a force that has been fighting alongside FDLR and has been fighting the M23 on the instructions of Tshisekedi, because these are people who are not supposed to be in Congo, that these are from Rwanda, or the M23 are not Rwandans, please. These are Congolese, and one time he accepts it, then another time he says no, part of it is yes, and then the other part is from Rwanda, and these are He keeps on going. And how do we, leaders of our own countries, accept this to go on forever and just accept that we shall be manipulated by Tshisekedi or whoever is supporting him? And South Africa dares even issue threats about what is likely to happen after that, and so on and so forth. Of course, we will see what threats they are talking about. Maybe they should have done that exactly for which they have been issuing threats. They should have done it to clean up the mess in Eastern Congo, or to fight back those who have been trying to clean up the mess.
If you're enjoying this, hit like and subscribe. It helps push these stories further. Then he turns the question back on the journalist, and it gets uncomfortable.
Because I think this kind of discussion, which has gone on for a very long time around, sounds a bit cynical in a sense. In fact, it's like the tragic situation of 1994 isn't considered even a violation of human rights. It has now gone into the background. Those who are responsible for it, those who are associated with it, are now talking about something else. According to them, the situation in Rwanda is that of human rights violation, even more than that tragic situation. I think that's what we are talking about. So,
well, just for example, there was Amnesty International wrote a report in the lead up to the 2017 election that talks about opposition politicians, journalists, human rights defenders being jailed, physically attacked, even killed.
I think you're interested in
forced into exile or silence. So I'm just interested in your idea of that assessment of your country.
Raising your views to the audience so that you influence them by
the European Union sees itself very much as an exporter of human rights and a defender of human rights.
So why can't you let me answer this?
I'm very interested in
Otherwise,
your answer.
you are going to ask and then answer yourself.
I'm very interested in your answer. I'm giving you some context on why I'm asking.
You're asking and giving answer at the same time. So
please tell me, what do you make of this assessment?
I think it's just ridiculous, because there is nothing like human rights minus these things we are talking about. What we are talking about in terms of development. These are human rights. Development, schools, education, health, and food security. And, you know, when you see now, the level of poverty has decreased almost by 60%. So these people, these human beings with improved lives and participating in that themselves to improve their own lives, gets lost in what the whole list you've been spelling out as if, you know, what is in Rwanda is really hell. In fact, forgetting the hell that we have gone through, that we stood against and sorted out when you were there just talking about more or less nonsense. Because
do you reject the accusations, for example, from Amnesty International?
Absolute rubbish.
You reject
Rwanda
that?
is completely different from what it was 25 years ago. In fact, maybe you need to be looking around in Europe. You are violating people's rights. When we have this problem of people being bundled and sent back to sink in the Mediterranean and so on, and so many people being mistreated in your own countries. Why don't you talk about your human rights and stop just offloading everything?
Well, this is a development conversation, so
no,
in the context of development.
You are not the one to determine what conversation or what points to raise in any conversation. We are asking questions, this is what I'm saying. You are asking questions and you are giving yourself answers.
So do you consider white Zimbabweans to be Zimbabweans?
Those who are naturalized and have citizenship, yes.
Those who've been living there for years and years and years?
But historically.
Right.
Historically,
the people who've
they have a debt.
Contributing to farming, historically they have a debt to pay.
Yes, the land, they occupied the land illegally. They seized the land from our people.
Look.
And therefore, the process of reform, land reform, involved their having to hand over the land. We agreed upon this with the British, by the way.
Some 80% of that land was acquired after you took office, some of the farmland, and with the various certificates that mean government approval. Why are these people being hounded out of the country? Why are they being
they are not being
hounded off their land then?
No, they are not being hounded out of the country.
We've just done
all.
Reports
Those who
about
are in industry, in manufacturing, in mining are not being...
The farmers I'm talking about. Why is that wonderful farmland, and why are they being...
What are you talking about? We are getting land from them, and that's all. They are not being hounded out of the country. Not at all.
They're being hounded off their land.
Not just of their land.
It's not theirs.
Our land.
Even though they bought it, with the certificates of approval from the government?
But haven't you heard of the Lancaster House discussions and the agreement with the British government, because they are British settlers. Originally they have been British settlers. And we agreed at Lancaster House that there would be land reform.
But they're citizens, aren't they? And isn't this farming disaster contributing to
citizens by colonization? Seizing land from the original people, indigenous people of the country?
But how did that all go so wrong?
That?
How did that all go so wrong? Because when you came in, it was about reconciliation.
No, they knew about it. They knew we had this program of land acquisition and land reform. They knew about it.
Let me ask you a question. We'll move on from this, and we'll ask you a question about, you heard what Archbishop Desmond Tutu said.
That's nonsense. It's just devilish talk.
Devilish talk?
Yes.
Do you
He
not...
doesn't know what he's talking about, the little man.
The little man, he's a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Oh, come on.
He's a liberation fighter too.
What
South
liberation?
Africa.
No, of course. You don't know what his status in the ANC amounts to.
So the international community can also, I mean, just because it is international community, you don't accept everything they say or they question. You just have to go by facts. And this is what we keep raising with them. How do they explain that we have refugees, 100,000 people persecuted in Eastern Congo because of their identity? And now they want to turn them into Rwandan citizens when they are Congolese, and everybody is talking about these accusations?
I understand what you're saying, but can you answer that question? Are Rwandan military forces present in DRC for whatever reason?
Can you answer my question as well? I'm not obliged to answer your question if you are not ready to answer my question. And this is what I tell the Western countries and others who raise these matters out of context. And in this kind of situation, well, on one hand, you may think this person is bluffing or he has nothing else to say other than that. But at the same time, given our own situation and experience and history, we don't take anything for granted.
So you're ready to fight if need be?
Whether this Eastern Congo situation and what comes out flows over to our territory or anything else, we are ready to fight. Because we are there as a result of having fought for our own rights and existence. There's no question about it. So we are not shying away from saying if anybody finds us or threatens us, I mean, it's not a secret.
Are you afraid of Western sanctions because of the presence denounced of your troops in DRC?
Let me tell you this. With our history, with all these things we are talking about, the way we have been shaped by these hardships and injustices, and it doesn't matter by who, we are not afraid of anything.
No warning, no build-up. This just explodes instantly.
Nothing suntan in Zimbabwe. There's everything about the Zimbabweans. Let them go back and go and fight there. Even when the ANC was underground in exile, we had our internal underground forces fighting for freedom.
You live in
and we have never spoken from exile. You see, let me tell you, before you are Chacharach, let me tell you, this is a building of a revolutionary party, and you know nothing about the revolution.
So they're not welcome in sanction, but you are?
Yeah, you behave or else you jump. Yeah, you don't laugh.
Joke.
Chief, can you get security to remove this thing? If you're not going to behave, you're going to call security to take you out. This is not a newsroom, this. This is a revolutionary house. And you don't come here with that 10 days. Don't come here with that white 10 days. Not yet. You can do it somewhere else. Not yet. If you've got a tendency of undermining blacks even where you work, you are in the wrong place. Yeah, you are in the wrong place.
That's rubbish.
Rubbish is what you have covered in that trouser. That is rubbish. That which you have covered in this trouser is rubbish. Okay? You are a small boy. You can't do anything.
I didn't come here to be
Come out. Go out. Bastard. Go out. You bloody agent.
But this might be the most unfiltered moment ever caught on camera.
Sir, Julian Mannion of ITN. I don't know if you remember me, sir. How do you feel being here, Mr. Mugabe? May I just ask you one question, sir? On what basis do you now regard yourself as President of Zimbabwe?
On the same basis as Mr. Brown regards himself as Prime Minister of Zimbabwe. Precisely on that basis.
You don't want your security man here to beat me up in front of you, I'm sure.
Yeah, but don't ask stupid questions.
Okay, but then, sir, say what you would like to say, sir.
Please.
But we are not a British colony.
Come on,
you must know that.
Tell him again.
Right.
Tell him again.
We are not a British colony.
Tell him again.
At that point, I was wrestled away by Zimbabwean and Egyptian security men. But the man who still calls himself President of Zimbabwe had plenty more that he wanted to say.
What have the British to do with Zimbabwe? Who are you? You bloody idiots!